On page 20 of Book 2, we get a discussion of the 12-bar blues. We've seen this about a dozen times before. Hal Leonard has been showing us this since page 14, I think, of Book 1. We ended with grand finale, blues bass, boogie bass, bass rock. Very many songs in there that were 12-bar blues. In this book, they give us a rhythm chart to practice, and then the example of C.Rider. We'll skip all the discussion of 12-bar blues in terms of its form, because we've had that before, and go straight to the scales. Again, this one's not intended in the book as a second position song, but I'm going to treat it as one because all of the notes fit there, and we might as well make the most use of this position while we're working on it. What we first learned was all the natural notes in the first position, also called the open position because it's using the open strings, and we moved it up exactly 2 frets from the key of C into the key of D. When we did so, we used a shape that I say is the F-sharp Phrygian shape, because it's exactly the same notes as you would have if you were playing an F-sharp Phrygian mode in the key of D. That gives you F-sharp and C-sharp notes. Those are the sharps in the key of D. We have the G note there at the 5th fret of the 4th string. In this song, we can add the C note at the 5th fret of the 3rd string. That's a C natural. We know it, of course, from the 1st fret of 2nd string. You would feel like you could go back there, and in general playing that you might exactly do that. But since we're playing in second position with C sharps under the pointer, and A's and E's for instance, we'll put the C on the 5th fret of the 3rd string for now with your pinky. We saw in our last song that if we're playing in an A major blues, an A major pentatonic will work, which is identical to this F sharp minor pentatonic shape. So the pentatonic shape we have in F sharp which would give you an F sharp minor blues will also give you an A major. Often in the blues what they'll do is they'll play that major and then alter it. As we said before, we'll put in the flat 7. That's actually the G note that comes from the key of D. An A scale in the key of D is A mixolydian. Compared to A, it's got a flat 7, the G note, which is just the natural G in the key of D. But we'll also now add the flat 7 for the D chord, which is this C. It's the flat 3 in the key of A major. So we're going to have C naturals as well as C sharps. The C sharp is the 3 in A, right there, over here, and the C natural is the flat 3. It's borrowed from A minor along with the G. So you can get G and C, flat 3 and flat 7, I said them in the wrong order for that, into the key of A. That's something typical of the blues. Very often on this song I'll write in there, C is the flat 3, G is the flat 7. When you add those 2 notes from the minor scale to a major scale, you'll get very bluesy effects. In the case of this song, where they use the C is really specific to the D chord. They're putting it over the D chord as a flat 7, so you get the dominant sound on the D. We're not spreading it all over the song, so we're using it as a chord tone on D, which is really nice for us to be able to visualize. On A, we're starting with the arpeggio again. Start on the C sharp, the 3 of the chord, drop down to the E, the 5 of the chord. Back up to the C sharp, the 3, the root, the A, down to the 5, the E, and up to the flat 7, A. So you've been playing an A sound, and then you put your melody on that flat 7. That's out of key in the major, it's the mixolydian note, or it's an A7 sound. We move into the D chord. 3, the F sharp on the D, 5, the A, up to the flat 7, the C on a D chord. There it is. And then we use it in the scale run. Back to the 5 of the A chord. Long rests, C sharp at the end, the 3 of the chord. Voice leading you down onto the 5 of an E chord, these open Bs. The root of the E chord, and then that D7 walk down from its own flat 7, the C natural. C's are sharp in the key, so C natural is the flat on the chord, the flat 7, or the flat 3 of the key. Being a 12-bar blues, it's going to go 4 bars of A, 2 bars of the 4 chord, the D, 2 bars of the 1 chord, the A again, the E, the D, the 5 to the 4, to the A. When I want to repeat, I might throw another E in just to get back to the top. The song does have a repeat here. They don't have an E shown here. I don't know if I'll play it or not. They also put the A7 in here to accommodate that note. A7 is out of key. In the blues, any of your chords can become dominant 7s, or we can talk about this as a borrowed chord or a secondary dominant. It's the 5 of D, preparing your move to the D chord. Here are the chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's an A7, D or D7, A, 5 chord E, D, D7 in this case. I'll use E to get back. And the melody hopefully on chords here. 1, 2, 3, 4, C sharp. Go listen to Peggy Lee and her husband David Barber playing that one if you can find it. It's an awesome cut. See you guys later. Bye.